Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give y'all a chance to scroll on in before I start building on today's topic. Got some real simple information for y'all today, man. Some real simple knowledge to do today. So give y'all a chance to scroll on in, man, before we start building, man, before we start diving into this important, simple piece of information that I'm going to deliver to you all. Very crucial. It's an overlooked aspect of nutrition. Andrew, peace. What's going on, man? How you living? How you holding up, man? How you maintaining over there? Anais Faith Jones, peace. What's going on with you? How you living? How you feeling? Hopefully y'all taking care of yourselves out here, man. And I ain't talking about wearing masks and things of that nature. I'm talking about eating the proper foods, exercising and things like that. That's how you really take care of that immune system. That's how you really protect yourself in regards to these viruses and what. Andrew, what's the question, fam? Got to wear that inner mask. Got to cleanse the insides. Got to protect the internal. Sean, peace. What's going on, my brother, man? I appreciate it. Yeah, we probably do more of those in the future, but most definitely appreciate you, man. Oh, Andrew, my family is all good. My family is all good. Yeah, everybody's good. Appreciate you for asking, though. Yeah, my family's good. My family in Mississippi, they are good. Yeah, but we gonna do some building, man, on the overlooked aspect. All right, Anais, you say you in some pain. What type of pain? And are you just now getting into a wheelchair? Like, what happened? Have you been in a wheelchair, or is this something that just happened? But yeah, we into okay, Andrew, that's peace, man. Where your family at? Okay, Anais, the nerve, you got nerve pain. So do you eat a lot of like spices and whatnot, like turmeric, ginger, garlic? You're gonna start there. Start by consuming more of the spices. Kenneth Stevens, peace. What's going on with you? 40 or 50 pounds. That's light work. That's light work. Are you currently working out? Yeah, 40 or 50 pounds. That's light work. But definitely don't go on any of these diets out here to try to lose that weight, though. But 40 or 50 pounds, that's light work. All right, so yeah, you definitely want to start exercising, man. You want to get you a little body weight routine going at least 3 to 4 days a week. Could be light, man, like 35, 40 minutes, a little body weight routine. Then you eventually want to work your way up to utilizing some weights. And I don't know how you are currently eating right now, so I really can't assess what you would need to do from a nutritional standpoint because I don't know where you are currently at. Like, I don't know what you consume on a daily basis and things of that nature. So I would have to examine all of that before I give you any advice in that area. Okay, the coach, yeah, my people like close to I got people scattered throughout Mississippi. So we got like close to Jackson, Macomb, and things of that nature. Then I got some people that's in Louisiana. Okay, Anais. So the ginger, garlic, turmeric, definitely want to consume those religiously on a daily basis. On a daily basis when it comes to like nerve pain. And I'll probably post like some exercises to help you out as well. Okay, Andrew, that's a sense. What the difference between bulking and cutting and shredding, basically when you bulking up, you kind of don't care about like your body fat. So you just putting on weight. When you cutting or shredding, that's when you getting rid of the body fat. That's when you trimming that body fat down. And you focusing more on your muscle mass and things of that nature. So bulking up, you just putting on weight. You just putting on pounds, whether it be fat, whether it be muscle. So that's what they mean by bulking up. So it's real bulky. So a lot of times when you see people bulking up, it's like fat. But when it's time to shred and cut, that's when they slicing that body fat. So they trimming that body fat down. Bulking up is just putting on weight. And that can be fat, that can be muscle, but for the most part, it's fat. So when you see a lot of people bulking up, they putting on fat. So they just putting on weight. So when you shred, when you lean out, it's when you trimming that body fat down. No problem, Anais. All right, so I'm gonna start building on the topic for today. But first, before I do that, today is November, it's the 2nd. So I always like to build on the math. I've been forgetting to do that here recently. So today is the 2nd. So that's wisdom, man. Again, that's just the information, the knowledge that you put into motion. So it's one thing to do the knowledge, it's one thing to do the research to a particular subject, but you need to put that into motion. It's what you implement that matters. It's what you implement that creates that understanding. So we need to stop sitting on that knowledge and we need to learn to put these things into motion. So that's the math for the day, man. When you learn something, implement it, put it into motion, experiment. Don't just sit on that knowledge. Don't just sit on that research. Don't just sit on that information. Put it into motion, put it into use in some way, shape, or form. So that's the math for the day. Now I want to talk about the topic for the day, which is like food and energy transference. So a lot of people don't understand the science of what is actually happening when we consume food. So a lot of times, a lot of people just think, all right, I ate this and therefore I'm receiving all the benefits from this particular food source. A lot of people, one of the most overlooked things in regards to the whole digestive process is chewing the food thoroughly and properly. Again, people say you are what you eat. Like I mentioned this in a previous video. You are what you eat, but they say you are what you digest. You are what you assimilate. So it's a big difference between just eating something opposed to like it being digested properly. Zucko, peace. What's going on with you, man? Oh, man, you lost a dad and granddad, man. My condolences, bro. My condolences. Neo the programmer, what's going on? But yeah, back to that. A lot of people overlook the aspect of chewing. So a lot of times, man, we just bashing the food, man. We barely chewing it, man. We just gulping that food down. When you doing that, you're not reaping any of the benefits from that particular food, no matter what that food is. When you chew the food, you are breaking down the cell walls, and that's activating the enzymes that release these nutrients and allow those nutrients to go to the cells and do what they are supposed to do in order to uplift you and provide that health. But when you fail to chew the food properly, you're not breaking down those cell walls. The enzymes are not being released. So that food is going right in and it's coming right out. And it's causing more harm than good. And that's any food. So you need to practice chewing your food thoroughly. You don't necessarily have to sit there and count, like they say, about 40 to 100 times in regards to the chewing. You don't necessarily have to do that, sit there and count, man, but you should be able to chew it till it's like in the liquid state. Almost like if it's like in a smoothie like state. So you should chew the food till it's like in a liquid like state. Then that's when you know you have chewed it thoroughly. But if you are not chewing your food thoroughly, I can guarantee you are not reaping any of the benefits from that particular food source. So it's a difference between eating something and it being digested properly, it being assimilated properly. Lindell, peace, what's going on? Oh, Zucko, man, that's crazy. Still condolences on that, and most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. We don't operate like the average man or the common man. We don't move like that. Move differently. We embrace that unique aspect, that unique quality of ourselves, and we live that out. We live that reality out. So nah, we don't move average. Snuggle 668. What foods are good for humans? Again, it's really not a universal diet for people. So what food The foods that may be good for me may be poisonous to you. So you got to get in tune with kind of like your body type. You got to get in tune. You got to get in tune with your body, and you got to see what works for you. You have to experiment with different foods, and you have to really pay attention to how that food, like how you respond to that food. And a lot of times we overlook that. She's smooth. Peace. What's going on? No problem, Zucko. You already know it. So again, I can sit here and tell people, you know, that fruits, vegetables, and all that type of, you know, the beans, the lentils, and all that good stuff is good for us. But again, like I said, you have got to experiment with certain foods. I always encourage people to go plant-based, but even within that spectrum, you will still have to experiment and see what way is the best way for you to go plant-based. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that in regards to it may be a different way that you have to approach the plant-based lifestyle than the next person. Some people need more carbs than other people. Some people need more protein than others. It all revolves around your body type. So if you are one of the ones that need more carbs and you striving to go plant-based, then your way of life is going to look a lot different than the person that needs more protein and they striving to go plant-based. You can do both of those. You can live both of those lifestyles out on a plant-based type of lifestyle, but it'll be different. So if I need more protein, then I'm gonna eat more plant-based protein-rich foods. If I need more carbs, then I'm going to eat more plant-based, like carbs on that higher on the glycemic index. So it all depends on your body type, your makeup. And the best way to determine that is to pay attention to yourself. Definitely pay attention to yourself and how you respond to food. And there's several ways that you can do that. You can check your pulse after you eat certain foods. And like if your pulse, like if that pulse rate is high, then that means that food had a negative impact on you. Like about an hour after you consume a particular type of food that you want to test, check your pulse. Check your pulse. And then another thing they recommend, kind of like rotating food. So if you want to see if a food is having a negative impact on you, consume it, then remove it for like 3 to 4 days, and then reintroduce it back to your lifestyle and see how your body responds once you reintroduce it after staying away from it for like 4 days. That's way number 2 to determine if something is bad for you. And then they have this test that I've talked to you all about several times that will determine whether or not a food or any particular product that contains chemicals is good or bad for you. And that's I think it's called the mind muscle connection test. It's like a kinesiology type test. And you will hold the food product. You will stand up in a relaxed state. You will hold the food product up to your chest, up to your heart, and you will just stand in a relaxed manner. And you will either swing forward or backwards. If you swing forwards, then that means the food is good for you. If you swing backwards, then that means the food is no good for you. So a lot of things like that, we have to do those things to determine whether or not something is good or bad for us, because there really is no universal diet. So you have to get in tune with your body. You have to get in tune with yourself in order to determine what is good for you and what is bad for you. Intermittent fast. Oh yeah, intermittent fasting, man. I'm always preaching that. She's smooth. And that's what I'm getting on in regards to this. See, the thing of it is, a lot of times when it comes to lack of energy, it's the small things that we are not doing like chewing thoroughly. Like when you eat a fruit, when you eat a vegetable, when you eat something that's supposed to supply you with this energy over time, are you thoroughly chewing the food? So you have to thoroughly chew that food to break the cell walls down and activate the enzymes so you can get all the nutrients from that particular food source. And things like fruits and vegetables, if you just gulping down these fruits and vegetables, you're not activating those enzymes. You're not getting that energy. So it's a lot of people that eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and they still lack that energy. They may eat clean per se and still lack that energy. That's because they're not doing simple things like chewing the food properly to activate those enzymes that they need in order to attain that energy that they are searching for, they are seeking. So that's crucial. That's one thing that you need to do. Another thing that we sleep on is preparation. The way that you prepare the food. The way that you prepare the food is important. And they have done scientific studies to show and prove that how you prepare the food can impact the quality of that food. Again, I'm going to say that again. They have done scientific studies showing and proving that the way that you prepare the food can impact the quality of the food. They did test on water. They did test on water. Like basically, they had a group of people. And I'm going to bring this book up, man, 'cause this is a good book. This book right here, Conscious Eating. Get this book, man. Get this book. If you need a book on veganism, vegetarianism, raw food lifestyle, this is about the only book you will need. This is a fantastic book, about 800 pages or so. But it's like the blueprint. But they did some tests on like water, man. People speaking positively over water, and it made the water sweeter. It made the water more potent. So they did this test on water. So they showing and proving to you that the way that you prepare the food. Hence, religious people get it when they pray over food. That's the reason why they do it. And they don't even understand that that's scientific. They think that that's religious, but no, that's scientific. That's science. So that's that's one of the reasons why they pray over food. They may not even know they may not even know the scientific implications behind what they are doing. But it's some actual science behind speaking positively over the food. Now, I'm not saying that you can have a bunch of unclean food, speak positively over it, and then it becomes a beneficial food source for you. I'm not necessarily saying that, even though that may be the case with some foods. What I'm saying is preparation is important. Don't overlook that. Don't overlook that. How you prepare the food is crucial, and that could impact the quality of the food. Speaking positively over the food, preparing the food in a positive manner, it has been shown to be beneficial to do those things. Prepare the food in a positive manner. Speak positively over the food. Consume the food in a relaxed and calm environment. Don't consume the food in a stressful environment. Don't consume the food when you're stressed out, because that's going to also impact the quality of the food. So if you eat a ton of fruits and vegetables and you stressed out, you may be thinking, well, I'm consuming fruits and vegetables, I'm eating healthy. Well, no, your unhealthy and your toxic state of mind is turning that positive food into a toxic food. So do not consume the food while you are stressed out, because you are negatively affecting the quality of that food. Lindell, no, I don't eat bread with beans. Nope. If I eat anything with beans, it's like vegetables or like sweet potatoes. Sean, appreciate that donation. Montel, peace, what's going on? And Sheet Smooth, another thing for energy too, B12. Vitamin B12 is crucial to energy. And the reason why I would touch on B12 is because a lot of us are deficient in vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 and vitamin D. Those are two vitamins that we tend to lack, and they can contribute to a lack of energy. If you're looking to get your vitamin B12 through a food source, the best way for me is nutritional yeast. Get you some nutritional yeast, make you some smoothies, sprinkle it in the smoothies. So you may need to get your B12 up and your vitamin D up, meaning you just need to go outside for 20, 30 minutes, get some of that sunlight. So that'll also help with some energy as well. Bo King, peace, what's going on, man? Building a plant-based lifestyle, I recommend doing it gradually. And again, you got to figure out your body type. You got to figure out, do you need to consume a more carb-based type of lifestyle, or do you need to consume a more protein-based lifestyle? And then you need to go from there. And I'm going to break down how to kind of determine whether or not, and the body types that it's called oxidation. So you can either be a slow oxidizer or a fast oxidizer. And I'm going to break all of that down in regards to how to determine that. It's several different ways that you can figure out your body type. It's several different systems. And I'm going to break down all of those systems here in some videos in the future. But there are several different body type systems that you can go by in regards to figure out what type of lifestyle you need to live in regards to your nutrition. So I'm going to break down just kind of, it's a bunch of questions. that I'm gonna ask, and y'all might want to bring your notebook out on that day, man. Write some of these questions down or write the answers down to these questions to figure out what your body type is. And then you can go from there. Andrew, when it pseudo charlatans, peace, what's going on? Andrew, when it comes to a cheat day, I don't I don't necessarily like the terminology. I don't like the phrase. I don't like the concept of a cheat day. Snuggle 668, no problem. Complex design, peace, what's going on? All right, priest and king. So if grains give you energy, then that means you would probably be more on a carb based. You probably had that carb based body type. So you need more. Your body needs more carbs. Complex design, most definitely. And that's what I was talking about in regards to just speaking positively over the water, making it sweeter, making it more potent. Like it's actual science behind that. And you can do the same thing to the foods that you consume. Like your mental state is important in regards to the food that you are consuming and the quality of the food that you are consuming. So a lot of people think that they can just eat a certain type of way and then that's going to automatically change their mindset. Don't necessarily work like that. Like if your mindset is toxic, then the foods you are consuming will become toxic. Point blank, period. That's why I always stress working on that mind first, working on that mental state first, because that impacts everything else. That impacts everything else, man. If you in that negative mental state, even the healthiest of foods will not be digested properly. So again, I can't stress enough, man. Do not eat when you are stressed out. Do not eat when you are in that negative mental state. Don't do it. You are impacting the digestive process in a negative manner. So stop eating when you're stressed out. Stop stress eating. That is the worst thing that you can do. Lindell, most definitely. And you can even chew your smoothies. That's another thing, man. You can even chew your smoothies. Essentially, they are already broken down, but some people go the extra mile and they chew the smoothies. She's smooth. Exactly. Equality, balance. That's the name of the game. You got to be balanced. You got to deal with that equality. That's the name of the game. We tend to overly focus on one thing. That's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. You got to deal in balance, deal in equality. Sharif, hey, there we go. You starting that vegetarian. Let's get it. It's light work. Let's get it. Snuggle 668, like B12, it provides energy and it deals like with your blood, like the red blood cells. Without having to speak too scientifically, like B12 deals basically with your red blood cells. And B12, it like low B12, that would typically make you fatigued and things of that nature because you had a low red blood cell count. Okay, Bokeem. Yeah, so if you get the energy with salads and greens, then there you go. So you paying attention to the body, and that's the key. That's the key. That is the key. Neo the programmer, yeah, sun gaze in his piece, but I haven't practiced it yet, but I plan on doing it like when it warms up on this side of town, man. But I plan on getting into that more deeply, but I haven't practiced it. K2, I was about to build on that in the future. I was about to build on that. I was about to get into that. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper metaphysically. We're gonna go a little bit deeper metaphysically. All right, so we talking about the way the animals are slaughtered, the trauma that they undergo, and how that trauma is being transferred to the person that consumes it. Well, I'm gonna do you one better. When you consume a meal that's prepared by someone that is toxic, someone that is traumatized, They are passing that down to you. I'm going to repeat that again. We're going to go deep metaphysically speaking. So we know how when the animals are slaughtered, how traumatizing that is and how we consuming that trauma. Well, when you are consuming a meal that has been prepared by a traumatized individual, you are consuming that trauma as well. That's why I said preparation is important. If your food is being prepared by someone that is traumatized, you are consuming that energy as well. That's something for you all to think about. You are consuming that trauma. If that person that's preparing your food, I don't care what the food is that they are preparing, but if that person that is preparing your food traumatized and they negative and they toxic, you are consuming that. That energy is being transferred over to you via that food because of the preparation. So not only are we consuming that trauma that's passed down from them animals that we are consuming, but if that meal is being prepared by someone that's traumatized and toxic, you consuming that as well. Preparation is everything. That's why a lot of people, when they start their own gardens, man, that's why they like to consume their own foods, because you tending to that garden with love and care. So that's what you are consuming. And that's why a lot of people, subconsciously, we know this. That's why a lot of people say, I don't just eat anybody's food. I don't just eat everybody's food. It's a reason why we do that. Like subconsciously, we already knowing what's up. Consciously, we gotta wake up though. We gotta get up to speed consciously. Subconsciously, you already know what's up. You may go to somebody's crib, man. It may smell nice, may look nice, but you like, man, I just don't eat everybody's food. That's your subconscious speaking to you. That's that unconscious aspect of yourself speaking to you. Consciously, you don't really know what's going on. You just think, I don't fool with other people's food because I don't fool with other people's food. Nah, it's a reason why you don't. It's a reason why you don't. Thunder Scorpion, peace. What's going on with you? Andrew Rose, I can do a video on that in regards to repeat numbers, but I actually broke that down in the previous video. It's not that I don't believe in repeating numbers and things of that nature. It's just it can be broken down scientifically, and it's not as big as we make it seem when we see those repeating or repetitive numbers. So it's more so a mind thing. So it's not that I don't believe in them. It's just that I don't place a big significance on that. I know why I'm seeing those numbers repeatedly, and it's not that big of a deal. It's more so a mental thing, as is everything. Everything is mental. The universe is mental. Again, our ancestors, they taught us that universe is mental. And that's one of the things that's mental. It's like when you buy that new car, like I said in the previous video, and you start to see more of that type of car. You wasn't seeing it before you bought the car, but that car was always out here. These people y'all all ain't just buy that same car at the same time. So the car was out there. It's when you bought the car, you place more significance on the car. So now it's resonating with you more. So now your mind is programmed to see this car, and that's what you start doing and seeing. So when you place significance on those numbers, you're gonna start seeing more of it. You see numbers every day, you just don't place significance on them. But when you see something that stands out and you place a significance on it, you're gonna start seeing it. You're gonna start seeing it more over time. Like right now, it's 358. That don't mean anything to me. But if I see like if I see like 1111, that's gonna stick out. Then once it sticks out, I'm gonna start seeing more of it. But that's just you doing that. Again, we like to contribute things outside. We like to say the universe this, the universe that's. No, that's you. You are the reason why you are seeing that number repeatedly. That's you talking to you. Like you are manifesting that. You are creating that via your perception. Lindell, people being allergic to certain foods, which is crazy. Nah, I won't say it's hereditary. Because again, when we talk about genes, that's only 5% in regards to you coming down with an ailment or things like that. But what we do, we pass down these bad habits that tend to weaken the immune system, as you talked about. So that's the problem, passing down these bad habits that weaken the immune system. So we got to start being more mindful. And I'm gonna talk to the mothers on here, and I'm gonna talk to the father. Like when you are pregnant, you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful of what you consume and how that can impact the life that's inside you. So you got to be real mindful. And then once the baby is born, we got to be mindful of what we consume and what we feed that child, because we could be setting that child up for failure if we are constantly feeding that child toxic foods. And at that point, the child is not responsible for that. So when that child grows up and the cycle continues and they are consuming nothing but toxic foods, nothing but poisonous foods, well, you got to wonder where they got it from. If that's all they were being fed, then can you blame them? So we got to be more mindful. You got to be more mindful of that baby when it's in the womb, and you got to be mindful of when that baby is depending on you for that food, for that clothing, for that shelter. You got to be mindful in regards to what you feed the seed, because you do not want to pass down these bad dietary habits that will essentially weaken the immune system, setting them up for a multitude of ailments, illnesses, and diseases. It's crucial. Tavon, what's going on? Peace. What's going on with you, fam? Yeah, Neo the programmer. Like what I said, what you focus on grows. I wrap that in a song. What you focus on grows. So I think accomplishments. Yeah, Thunder Scorpion. Like I was actually seeing my born day. So I was seeing 1113 a lot. Obviously, that resonated with me because it was my born day. So I started seeing more of it. But it's like the moment I stopped, stop focusing on it, I stopped seeing it. Letting you know that you are in control. But we see numbers all, man. We always looking at devices. We always looking at our phones. We always looking at tablets, computers, etc., etc. So we always looking at numbers. We always looking at numbers. It is a bunch of numbers on this screen right now. So we place significance on certain numbers. That's all that it is. And we tend to make things more deeper than what they really are. She smooth, most definitely. Most definitely. Beast by Bless Zone out, man. Appreciate that donation. Thunder Scorpion, yep. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about it. I was just talking about it, yep. Neo the programmer, my people perish because of a lack of knowledge. That's all that it is. And then on top of that, to go the extra step, once we get the knowledge, we fail to implement it. We fail to put it into motion, or we may use it for the wrong reasons. Y'all know a bunch of these YouTubers out here, man, that don't want to reveal their sources and things like that, man. They acting like pastors and preachers and whatnot, making it look like they more in tune with something than you are, when really y'all are the same. We are the same. That's why I have no problem giving y'all the game, giving y'all the information. I'm not about to make it look like this is some sacred information that I'm getting, man. Anybody can buy these books that I'm getting. This ain't sacred information. This ain't sacred information. You can easily go on Amazon and get everything it is that I'm reading. So I'm not about to cling to this like this is some esoteric type of knowledge, man, because it's not. It's easily accessible. So that's why I have no problem distributing that information, disseminating that information. Neo the programmer, most definitely. We most definitely are. And before I forget this other important point in regards to consuming food, another thing that you need to practice too while you are consuming foods, practice pausing while you are eating and taking a deep breath. So pause and take about 4 or 5 deep breaths during a meal. That is crucial. That will help ease the digestion process. That will make it easier in regards to digesting the food that you are consuming or breaking down the meal that you are consuming. So pausing, taking a deep breath 4 to 5 times during a meal is crucial in regards to the digestive process or the digestion process. So again, pause, 4 or 5 deep breaths during a meal. That's crucial. That's crucial. Oh, Andrew, listen, the language of the universe is mathematics. So most definitely, you know, I deal with mathematics heavily. That's the language of the universe. So that's why I don't make things spooky. So when I see numbers, I interpret them based off of my numerical system, and I see what I can take from it, and I keep moving. The reason why, this is another thing too. This is what I mean by putting things into motion, acting on that which we know. The reason why some people repeatedly see these numbers, it can be a subconscious effect too, because you're not interpreting the sign. So your mind is like, listen, I'm showing you these numbers for a reason. You gotta determine, you gotta decipher what that reason is. You gotta define what that reason is. You gotta give meaning to those numbers. Once you give meaning to those numbers, you will stop seeing a pattern. So if I see a number that sticks out to me, guess what? I'm breaking it down right then and there. And the moment that I do that is the moment that I stop seeing the number, because that number has now served its purpose. So you are constantly seeing the number. You really need to figure out what that number means to you. Not what that number means to someone else, but what that number means to you. Once you do that, you're going to stop seeing that number. You're going to stop seeing that number. Montel, bro, we don't even entertain that, bro. Yeah, don't even entertain that. Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on? So yeah, the language of the universe is mathematics. But another thing too that we don't understand about mathematics is not just necessarily numbers. Mathematics is the study of patterns. So a lot of people talk about psychics and being able to predict things and things of that nature. That's easy to do when you study patterns. That's easy to do when you study patterns. That's what mathematics is at its root, at its foundation, studying patterns. That's how we write our history in advance, because we study patterns. We all know people in our families, man. Maybe we have friends like this, man, but we didn't all have that conversation. If you keep traveling down this path, this is where you're going to end up. We didn't have that conversation. That's you studying, that's you examining a pattern. So you say, if you keep living this type of life, man, you're going to end up dead or in jail. That's a prophecy. And the reason why you're able to make that prophecy, and the reason why that prophecy may become an actual fact, is because you study in pattern. You examine his lifestyle. And you don't even know that you're a mathematician at that particular point, because you like, okay, everybody else that then traveled down this similar path, they end up dead or in jail. So you analyzing his way of life, or his or her way of life. And you like, if you keep traveling down this road, traveling down this path, this is where you will end up. That's math. That's math. Math ain't just 1 + 2 = 3. Now, math is saying, okay, if you keep doing this, you're going to end up here. That's mathematics. That's the language of the universe. That's the language of the universe. Neo the programmer, most definitely. Just acknowledging and studying the past. You can predict your future, or you can create a future based off of you studying that history and that past. So that's what I talk about with us studying our history. So we can take our history, we can take things that our ancestors did, we can take our history, and we can either move exactly how they move, or we can evolve and move better than they move and create a new future for ourselves. But if we keep doing the same things that our ancestors did, again, that's insanity. We're going to end up exactly where they at. So if we just repeat what they did, easy to predict that future, because we're going to end up exactly how they ended up. But if we take it, evolve, and do things differently, we create a new future. We create a new future. So that's important, man. When you examine that history, when you examine that past, you can examine it and you can do exactly what you just examined, or you can take it, break it down, and revise it and refine it and move differently and create a new and improved future for yourself and for your seeds, for your family. So that's crucial. So that's crucial right there, man. That's crucial. But again, man, I touched on like some basic things that y'all need to make sure y'all doing, man. Make sure y'all chewing that food thoroughly. Because again, I forgot to break this down in regards to assimilation. So people wonder what's going on, like what's assimilation? What does that mean? That's basically the energy that's contained within that food. That's when that energy is being released. That's what assimilation is. When the energy that's contained within that food is being released. In order for that to take place, again, you got to do things like chew the food thoroughly. Got to take 4 or 5 deep breaths during that meal. You got to make sure the food is being prepared in a peaceful, calm environment by a peaceful and calm individual. Those things are important in order for that energy that's contained within that food to be released, because that's essentially what we are eating for. We need to eat to live and stop living to eat. That is what we need to stop doing, is living to eat. And that's what a lot of us are doing. That's what a lot of us are doing. We living to eat. You got to eat to live. You got to eat with a purpose. Oh, yeah, Montel. Yeah, Yep. Our ancestors utilized math. They knew that was the language of the universe. They knew that was the language of the universe. So again, like I was talking about, man, we need to make sure these things are in order. So I can easily sit here and tell you all what type of foods you need to consume. But again, if you are consuming these foods the wrong state of mind, then it's doing you no good. So I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what type of foods to consume without striving to inform you on how you need to improve your mental state before you start consuming these foods. So it starts with that mental and that brain health, the quality of your state of mind. That's where everything starts. So it's like we want to skip that and we just want to know what foods do we need to eat. We cannot skip that crucial step. We cannot do that. Cannot do that. Again, man, you can be eating as clean as possible, but if your mind is toxic, it's doing you no good. It's doing you no good. If you are constantly in the like if your job, your occupation is high stress, high levels of stress, don't matter how clean you eating. Doesn't matter. Savon, yep. I mean, that's why they call it spelling and things of that nature. Snuggle 668. I mean, I consume like a lot of beans. I like a lot of seeds, man. The sunflower seeds, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, sesame seeds, all of the seeds. And then you got walnuts. Walnuts are very good for like omega-3, the fatty acid, which is good for the brain. Spinach, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, like white potatoes, depending on, kind of what I'm striving to do. I would consume the white potatoes, but I don't make that a habit. Asparagus, peas, lentils. I mean, I consume all that, man. And Andrew, that's what I was talking about. The duality, it does come into play. It does come into play, but I still wouldn't recommend striving to do that. I wouldn't recommend eating a lot of junk food in a positive state of mind and thinking that you are just making this junk food positive and beneficial, because a lot of the junk food basically is empty calories, so they don't really contain much. So even if you consume these foods in a positive state of mind, these foods really don't contain many benefits, many beneficial vitamins and minerals. Andrew, yeah, man, I'm gonna give me some eyes, man. I'm gonna do that my next live. I'm gonna do that my next live. I'm gonna start. Well, I don't even have to go live to do that, do I? Yeah, Snuggle 6668. The best for the best food for vitamin B12 is nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast. They do have like fortified foods, but you get that from like surprisingly, like Frosted Flakes. They have vitamin B12. That's what we mean by fortified foods. But I wouldn't recommend pigging out on Frosted Flakes. But a lot of cereals, which is what we mean by fortified foods, a lot of cereals contain B12. Like that's what we mean by fortified foods containing B12. But the best way to get that B12, in my opinion, is nutritional yeast. And put it in smoothie. You can sprinkle that nutritional yeast in any and everything. So yeah, we got to make sure we're in that right state of mind. We got to make sure we in the right state of mind. Man, Andrew, listen. When it comes to St. Louis, I mean, a lot of people like going downtown to like the Arch and things like that, man. But man, I done been here so long. I could just go to the gym and that's it. I go to the gym and I go back to the crib, man. I mean, a lot of people like going downtown, man, to see the Arch and whatnot. Then there's other places like the zoo and things like that, man. My aunt, every time she used to come down here, she used to like to go to the zoo and the Arch. And then it's like certain places, man, like little vegan spots around here that's pretty decent. Yeah, sea moss is cool too. Sea moss is cool. But for B12, I get that from nutritional yeast. Yeah, if I'm looking to get that B12, I get it via that nutritional yeast. Neo the program, most definitely, man. You stay up as well, my brother. Yeah, but sea moss is good. Like I said, you can get it in its natural form. I got a powder. Some people use the capsule. But yeah, sea moss is definitely something that you should be implementing into your regimen on a daily basis. Montel, the brand that I got, I think it's called Organic Earth. Hey, Zamani, peace, man. Appreciate that donation. Appreciate you, fam. But yeah, Montel, I think the brand of sea moss that I got, powder form, is Organic Earth, I believe. You can get it on Amazon, man. It's pretty good for me. Then you want to make sure you got your elderberry. You can get the elderberry syrup, the elderberry powder, or the elderberry tablets. You want to get that elderberry. That's also crucial. Your black seed oil, your olive leaf extract, your zinc. You want to consume your blueberries, your pomegranates, your mushrooms, your onions, your garlic. All of these things boost that immune system. They help fight cancer. They help prevent cancer. They help protect the heart. They help protect the brain. So we want to make sure we consuming all of these foods. Andrew, I was talking about, it's a little workshop that I'm going to do. It's going to be a weekend. I'm going to get everybody together for this weekend, man. We're going to talk about, it's going to be like a health retreat type deal. And it's going to be somewhere down south, man. But it's going to be like a health retreat, man. It's going to be like a weekend workshop. We're going to be working out. We're going to be exploring vegan spots wherever we go. And we're going to be building on health and fitness, man, nutrition, how to work out, things of that nature, man. So you're going to get the up close experience. And it's going to be something I'm putting that together around July, August 2021. It's going to be big, man. It's going to be big. Marcus G, peace, what's going on? Andrew, shoot, ain't no age limit. Ain't no age limit at all. Marcus G, no doubt, man. I appreciate you tapping in and tuning in. Like I said, I had just got to the crib, man, and did that live. Just got to the crib. I'm always on the go, man, but I just gotta make time for this stuff, man. So I'm always on the go. I'm either training people, doing some knowledge, or I'm on here. And I do have my moments where I'm chilling, but man, I'm always on the go, man. I'm building right now. I'm building now, man. I'm sacrificing some time now so that I can relax in the future. That's what it's all about. Making those sacrifices now, making those power moves now, so that I can relax and sit back in the future and enjoy the fruits of my labor type deal. So right now, I'm always on the go, man. I'm striving to build an empire. And right now, it's like a solo dolo motion, man. A lot of people, when they go into business, they be having partners and things like that, man. I went into this sole proprietor type deal. Hey, Montel, man, I appreciate that, man. We're going to keep that motivational energy going, too. Like I'm not losing that motivational energy. I'm not losing that motivational drive. Not losing it because it's necessary. It's needed. It's required. It's a must. Sharif, most definitely, man. We gonna do more of that. We gonna do more of that. Yeah, we gonna chop it up. For the most part, it just be hard schedule wise. Because when she doing her streams, and that's when I would tap in and go live with her. When she doing her streams, for the most part, I'm at the gym training. So just be a schedule thing. Marcus G, let's get it, man. Let's get it. That workout in. I got my workout in early. So I'm with you. Tavon, I'm not I haven't taken the capsules, so I really don't have an opinion on the capsules. I've had people take the capsules and say they feel like it works. So I can only go off of that. I got the powder and the powder works for me, but I haven't taken the capsules. So I really don't have an opinion on the capsules other than what people are telling me. And I've had some people say they take the capsules and they feel like it's working for them. So that's the only thing that I have in regards to the capsules. A lot of things I don't really like to speak on if I haven't experimented with it myself. I can tell you one thing though, the olive leaf extract in capsule form, it works. And I'll show you the one that I got right here. Get this olive leaf extract. It's in capsule form, and it's like maybe $12 or so. Nature Bell olive leaf extract. Like when you look on the back of your olive leaf extract and you see the oleuropein, that's when you know it's right and exact, when it has a decent amount of oleuropein in it. Because that's what helps kind of protect that immune system and fight off the viruses and things like that. So this olive leaf extract, man, order y'all some right now. And if you're just taking it for preventative measures, then you can take like 2 a day. But if you sick and you looking to get rid of that sickness, or if you got the COVID or the coronavirus, or so they say, then you can take 2 of these like every 4 hours in between meals. You want to take these on an empty stomach. But this olive leaf extract, man, great for the immune system and great for the heart. So I definitely recommend the olive leaf extract in capsule form. Most definitely. Y'all need to order that ASAP, because y'all know this so-called second wave is coming. That's instilling the fear in them. It's pretty much already here. I don't even know if it's already here because I stopped paying attention to it. But you know how I go. People going to start Googling stuff, and they're going to come across some of these things, and they're just going to start buying it, but they're not going to use it. They're going to buy it. That's what people do. They just buy this stuff. They don't necessarily be using it. And they wonder why things ain't working, because you're not using it consistently. Oh, Andrew, the difference between motivation and I do think it's a difference between motivation and discipline. Basically, and the difference lies in this. Motivation, like when you motivated, that don't necessarily mean you are doing something. Like I can be motivated to work out. That don't necessarily mean I'm working out. Discipline is when I actually start to do these things. When I construct a schedule that incorporates or includes working out within that schedule. That's discipline. Motivation, man. Motivation can be that quick burst. Oh, I'm motivated, or I'm inspired. Like, you know how you watch a video, you watch some dudes working out or something, and they going hard. You're like, all right, I'm motivated to work out. That don't necessarily mean you gonna work out. You just motivated for the time being, and that motivation can die. Discipline is when you start structuring out your life to include these things and moving according to that schedule. That's discipline. So I think discipline is a lot stronger than motivation, because again, motivation can last for seconds. If you're just watching a video, you can just be motivated for the duration of that video, and once the video is gone and over with, then the motivation is dead. Yeah, the zinc tablets are cool. Yeah, I fool with the zinc tablets. Yeah, I fool with the zinc tablets. But again, like when it comes to now, let me state this too. Let me state this now. I fool with the zinc tablets, but let me state this though in regards to zinc. When it comes to these vitamins and minerals, that's when I stop recommending a lot of these supplements. It's best to get a lot of the vitamins. It's best to get most of your vitamins and minerals via your food. So when it comes to zinc, you can get your zinc in a lot of beans, walnuts, cashews, chia seeds, even hemp seeds, and even quinoa. It has some zinc in it. So it's best to get your vitamins and your minerals via what you consume. So when it comes to like zinc, that's a vitamin or that's a mineral. So it's best to get that via your food. But yeah, Andrew, I would say discipline is a lot stronger than the motivation. Because like I said, man, motivation, and it typically, because a lot of people, when they come to me, man, when I train them, they say they had, but they lost the motivation. I'd rather be disciplined than motivated. Because I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. I don't want to work out the way that I do, but I know that I have to. That's the difference between motivation and discipline. I'm disciplined in regards to the fact that I'm gonna always make sure that I'm working out. I'm not necessarily always motivated to do the workout. So if I live my life and based everything around me being motivated to do it, I wouldn't get anything done. I would not be doing what I need to do. But that discipline is a lot stronger because it don't matter if I'm motivated or not. I got it in my schedule, so therefore I got to do it. So that's the difference. D, what's going on? Peace, fam. Alonzo, peace, man. Welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the gratitude. I appreciate the positive energy. And like I said, we only just beginning on this channel, man. It's a lot of stuff that I have yet to tap into in regards to nutrition, in regards to health and fitness. It's a lot of things I have yet to tap into. So we got a lot of building to do. All y'all got to do is just stick with your boy. We got a lot of building to do in regards to health and nutrition. And then just like mental health, man, and just going a little bit deeper to like the metaphysical aspect of life. So we got a lot of things to unravel, unearth, uncover. So we just getting started. Like I said, man, this channel just getting started. This is light work. The stuff that I've been talking about, light work. Light work. So we got a lot more work to put in. Pose King, what's going on with you? Michelle, peace, what's going on? D, most definitely. Everything is always positive my way. Everything is always positive and powerful my way. And no problem. I'm gonna also do a video. I did one on the lower back pain, and I'm gonna do some more with some different lower back exercises as well. I'm gonna also do one for like the shoulders. A lot of people be having shoulder pain, and I'm gonna do one for like the knees. A lot of people knees are suffering, and I'm gonna do one for the hips. A lot of people sleep on hips. Hip mobility and things like that, man. Your hips are crucial. A lot of times the reason why our knees are suffering is because our hips are trash. So our knees have to overcompensate for our hips being garbage. So a lot of times we don't involve our hips enough, man, and that can strain your lower back. That can strain your knees because you're not utilizing the hips the way that you need to utilize the hips. And I still got videos to do on the proper way to breathe. And I got videos to do on posture. A lot of the reason why your back is in the shape that it's in, if it's in pain, is due to your posture. And that video that I did, that helps kind of realign the spine. Because that book that I got that from, it talked about that being the cause of a lot of our ailments in regards to the lower back, improper posture. So you got to pay attention to how you are sitting, how you are standing. Justin Green, peace. What's going on? Lachelle, I don't know if I said peace to you, but what's going on, Lachelle? Oh, Andrew, most definitely. Like I said, we just getting started. We're going to do all that good stuff. Marcus G, man, when it comes to that, that's crucial. And then like we can even go back, like Qigong, they talked about semen being a life force, and they talking about preserving your life force. So that's basically that. But at the end of the day, man, we need to be mindful of just who we lay down with. And that's men and women. We need to be mindful in regard to who we lay down with, because hey, like you are bonded at that level, man, when you choosing to lay down with these people, man. So that's crucial. Your body is a temple. Respect yourself enough to not just sleep with any and everyone out here, man. Again, that goes to men and women. Big Phil, peace, what's going on? Jalen Hayes, I'm going to bring up this book that I'm reading right now. This book right here, Conscious Eating. This book is crucial. Conscious Eating. Start with that book. It's a thick book, but that book is good. It breaks down everything, man. Like I said, it breaks down everything. It breaks down everything. And it breaks down vegetarianism, veganism, and it breaks down body types, all of that. It breaks down a lot. Oh, Andrew, like I said, everything is mental, everything is energy, everything is math, and things of that nature. So we got to start looking at stuff for what it is, and we are in control via that perception. That's what you can control, your perception. So that's letting you know who has all the power. It's that perception. It's your perception. There you go, Lachelle. Glad to hear that. Keep everything positive. Keep everything powerful and productive. I always love to hear y'all doing good. Love to hear and see y'all doing good, man. Hey, that's all I need to see and hear, man. That's power. That's peace. That's peace. All opposed, most definitely. Hey, the power is in your hand to bring that energy back up. Got to bring that energy back up. Got to do that. That's crucial. Yeah, Montel, it's not something that I would say that I've practiced. But basically, before I got into the relationship that I'm in, the marriage that I'm in, it's like, man, I wasn't out here messing with any and every type of female, man. So it was like subconsciously, I was mindful of that, man. I always view my body as a temple. Not only did I respect myself, but I respect women. So I'm not about to be going out here, man, just catching bodies just for the sake of saying that I caught bodies. I could never operate like that. Like that never sat well with me, man. That just never sat well with me. Oh, Monty, hey, you gotta take the best parts from this quarantine, man, from this whole virus and whatnot. Take the best parts from it. Like I said, people call this a pandemic. I call it an opportunity. Andrew, I probably won't do a video on that, but she probably will. She could. If anything, we do a video in the future, we probably can touch on that. But like I said, we went to middle school together. I mean, we didn't converse like that in middle school, but we did go to the same middle school. John Steve, I can feel that. I can definitely feel that. You definitely they say once you engage in sexual intercourse with someone, y'all always connected. That's what they say. That's what some people say. So hey, I can feel that. I can feel that most definitely. But yeah, like I was talking about, man, we got a lot of stuff that we gonna tap into, man. Like we got a lot of stuff that we gonna tap into in regards to just health, fitness, mental health, even the metaphysics, man. Just like deep stuff, man. We just got a lot of stuff that we gonna tap into, man. Because like I said, been doing powerful research. I'm not bringing that research to the surface yet because again, I want to make sure crossing all my T's, dotting all my I's. I want to make sure I'm always giving y'all the proper information along with the proper motivation in order for y'all to construct a plan, to instill that discipline. So I want to make sure when I'm giving y'all this information, it's right and exact. So I take the information that it's just like speaking, man. When I speak, I'm speaking with a purpose. I'm speaking for a reason. I got something to say. Same thing in regards to my research, man. When I'm giving y'all some information, see, I believe it's important. I'm not just gonna give y'all some information just so y'all can sit out here and feel like I'm some deep dude. No, nope. I'm giving y'all information for a reason, because I feel like it will be helpful. I feel like it will be beneficial. And I feel like it may be something that you have overlooked or may not even know, because this is my field. I don't expect for all of you to be well versed in nutrition. Like that's my field. That's what I'm here for. It's like a mechanic. I'm not well versed on vehicles, so I'm gonna go to the mechanic. So at this point, when it comes to like nutrition, when it comes to like fitness, when it comes to like mental brain health, y'all don't need to be the expert. I'm gonna do that knowledge for y'all. I'm gonna do that knowledge for y'all. But man, hey, y'all know how I get, man. I lose track of time. I got to get up to this gym, man. I got about 3 sessions that I got, man. So I got to get up to this gym. You know, I get carried away. I get to vent. I get to talking about stuff, man. Y'all know how that go, lose track of time, man. I see some people that got some more questions. I'm going to try to touch on those joints on my next live, man. So I'm going to be live again Wednesday around the same time. But I got to dip, y'all, man. I got to run these people through the ground. Got these sessions. Y'all know how I get down. So again, man, y'all enjoy this Monday evening. Y'all be peaceful. Y'all stay safe out here. Make sure y'all consuming some healthy foods. Make sure y'all getting a proper rest. Make sure y'all drinking that water. So again, I'm out, y'all, man. Y'all enjoy this Monday evening. Y'all build on the positives, destroy the negatives. I'm going to see y'all Wednesday around the same time, man. Peace, y'all.